Yeah, just introduce yourself however you want, and then just end it with, and you're on splash pages.
So,
Okay.
so basically,
so we've had everything. We've had people taking off their clothes. We've had people flipping people out. We've had introduction of like, this is going to be a lovely show about this. So.
Hey everybody, I'm Phillip Kennedy Johnson, writer of Hulk, Superman, Midnight Spider-Man, tons of other cool shit, and this is Splash Pages.
Is the one obvious thing.
What's wrong with him?
His girl just broke it off.
It's her father. He doesn't want her dating a zombie.
Why? What are they, demons?
She is predeceased.
An outsider?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're asking for trouble.
She broke my heart.
You're a zombie. Technically, you don't even have a heart.
After all of the great cinema that we brought to the world, and we still get no respect.
I don't know why he doesn't like me. I'm responsible. A full-time job.
You work at a haunted house in October.
I'm trying to be healthy. She's a vegan, so...
Wait, you're giving up meat?
Oh, come on.
What are you gonna do? Attack a farmer's market to try to impress her?
Now, if he was a vampire, you'd have a much better chance with her death.
Yeah, those pretty bastards.
I didn't think this would be that hard.
Hard? Man, I'm a zombie and I'm black.
Here we go.
I blame the educational system.
I blame the media.
I blame George Romero.
Oh. How could you be so disrespectful?
Coffee?
Zombies don't know much, but they do know good coffee. Deadly Grounds. It's coffee to die for, and zombie approved.
Who's George Romero?
Just have some coffee.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an amazing show scheduled for you as always, and we're going to kick it on over to Carrie.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, somebody muted my mic because I was embarrassing. If you would like to catch any of those things at the very beginning I told you about, go ahead and check out our earlier episodes and see all of our bumpers going in because you will see amazing things happen. We've had a lot of fun. But let's get past all those other creators tonight. We have one of my favorite people coming back, and we absolutely adore him. So let's get through introducing everybody so we can talk to the man.
Hey, MJ.
Hello. Hi, guys. I'm so glad to be back again, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's show.
Jar Jar.
Hey, everybody. It's me, and we're on tonight's show. So over to Drew so he can introduce.
Thank you, Jar. That was extremely succinct, which is very odd for you. You're so monosyllabic. thank you everybody for joining us. It's Tuesday, and you decided to escape the heat and stay with us, which we appreciate it, but we are not covering your air conditioning bill. We have a great show, as everybody said. We have a guest who I'm thrilled to say, we ask him, he keeps showing up, and we say, thank you so much, sir. He is an extremely successful writer, totally killing it on so much. He's written for Marvel, DC, a bunch of the other independent publishers. You've seen him crushing it on Hulk. You've seen him on Batman and Robin. You've seen him on 007 James Bond, Alien, Superman, Action Comics, whatnot. The upcoming writer for the Hulk War and Midnight Spider-Man. Extremely humble, but still extremely well written. The one, the only, Phillip Kennedy Johnson.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
Oh my God.
Always a
Welcome
pleasure. How's
back,
everything?
man.
Everything good?
No, man. Yeah, thank you so much. Like, it's funny. I was actually thinking this. I was like, this. You're one of our, like, we have kind of like SNL has the 5 timers club. We have like a 3 or more timers club, so we'll make sure we get you a Splash Pages chip.
Oh, sure.
You know,
I accept. That's very kind of you.
yeah. No, listen. Again, I remember we got to meet you. It was like terrific con. I think Carrie, what was it? 3 years ago, right? 2-3 years. Time flies, right?
2
Yeah.
years, I believe.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did a show not too long after that, and then another one.
Yeah. And it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, you Al Ewing made Carrie a fan of the Hulk, but you just took her appreciation of Hulk and just elevated it even more. So, you know, am I right, Carrie? I mean, it feels weird talking about you while I'm literally looking at you in the center square.
Yeah, no. I'd gone from when I was younger, you know, it was like this guy hitchhiking on the road, and I thought that was boring. And then there was like, oh, Hulk smash is all you ever see in the movies and stuff like that. So I was like, what's the point of watching Hulk? I don't care for it. It's just I don't like just punching things. That's silly. And then they were like, no, you got to read Immortal Hulk. And I was like, okay, holy fuck, oh my god, you know. And then I branched into like Jason Aaron's, Dennis Camp's. Everybody's what's Dennis Camp, right? Yeah. No.
Jason
Okay, yeah.
Aaron, and then there's Donnie Cates, right?
And then Donnie Cates. That's who I had the letters right. And then I read yours, and I was just like, holy shit! And you get this whole like southern vibe going in, and everything. I wrote a thing on a review of the end of the Incredible Hulk and going into the beginning of the Infernal Hulk. It's on our website, and I've just been following your Hulk ever since. And everything you do, you are such an incredible horror writer, and but you still like make people care, like. You can tell that you're a family man, like especially in some of your Batman and Robin and stuff. You have the whole like being a father and doing the family thing, and Hulk even has some of that in it. But you're so good at bringing on the darkness, and that, if you can't tell, is my so.
Nom de plume.
So yes, it's what I'm all about. So I've just gotten to where I have to read everything that you've written, and it's all great.
Well, that means a ton to hear. Thank you so much. I'll have to keep working hard to make sure I don't get repetitive.
Indeed. So the one that we're going to start with is one of your earliest work, which was Warlords of Appalachia.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, and I'm just going to start this off, everybody, reading it, not only did I feel like I agreed with Carrie when I talked to her about it earlier, was, wow, there should be more of this. Was you wrote this, I think, like with 2017 or something, like, right?
Yeah.
It is kind of spooky how some of this still feels very relevant to today's world.
Yeah, I kind of feel like real life has kind of lapped the story. Like where it came out October 2016, like right before Trump won his first term.
Right.
And there's a very Trumpy character in it, and it takes place after the first American Civil War. It was all about just the political divisions that were starting to become really deep and entrenched back then. And since then, it's almost like quaint and in retrospect how far things have come. There's stuff in there like it suggests. There's a scene that suggests rape. By the president of the story. Guy is kind of the president is he kind of made his bones as sort of a Rush Limbaugh political figure. He's still doing his pop culture show while he's in office, and he's kind of got that slick, chintzy kind of approach to politics. And it just feels like we've gone so much further than that now.
Indeed. And again, it was just so crazy. And then on top of it, your collaborator, Jonas Scharf, has gone on, to do even better things. He's was heavily involved in the most recent Ultimate Universe, so just watching that trajectory, like both of you, just rising stars.
Thanks.
Just watching that, I was like, oh my God, like his work was just so detailed and gritty. It kind of reminded me, I don't know, I kind of had like Charles Allard from The Walking Dead vibes a little bit. What do you think?
I would definitely go along that, because you're not only just telling a story. There's politics, religion, all sorts of stuff going on in the story, and it was really cool. I'd like to know, were there any like relevant battles that like kind of what the hell's the word I'm looking for? Influence the story. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Got you, buddy.
Sorry, were there any what that influenced the story?
Any like battles and stuff that are relevant today that influence the story?
I mean, the story. No, not really. It was mostly inspired by political divisions in America. As far as like real life things that, a work of fiction that influenced it was Dune, actually.
Right.
This is like, there's a lot of, there are like echoes of Dune in the story.
Yes.
The way that he accidentally sparks a revolution, kind of, through stuff happens beyond his control. They take his son away.
Right.
And then from then he's just like swept up in this revolution. He becomes a martyr without even really meaning to. And it's kind of not up to him, Like there are supernatural, spiritual elements to the Sweet Rock and the Blue Boys and all that.
Right.
I mean, the whole book is really my love letter to Kentucky, like warts and all. I was there for high school and undergrad, and there's a lot of people there that I admire very much. There's a lot of honor and history there. There's also great ignorance there. There's a lot of poverty. There are drug issues, but I really have a lot of affection for the people there too.
Right.
There's just a lot to say about Kentucky, and so I kind of put it all in there. And there's this really cool, admirable kind of fuck you to the people there that I really love. You see different versions of that in other places. Like there's a lot of fuck you in New York and Boston too. It's just very different.
Yeah.
And it's been really disappointing the way that Kentucky has really embraced Mad King George these days. But I don't know. There's still that element of this place isn't yours, kind of that I really love about the people there. There's also this. At least at the time, back in the day, I don't know if it's still the same, but at the time there was this crazy obsession with college basketball. And everybody was either U of L or UK, University of Louisville or University of Kentucky, and they just hated each other. And at the time, UK was very dominant when I was in high school. And it was I was raised in kind of a UK home. So I knew the whole lineup of the UK team. I was always like watching every game. And these days, I don't really follow sports anymore, aside from MMA. But at the time, I was all up on it because you just were. It's not like you had to be, but it just didn't, like living where I lived and not being up on college basketball just didn't make sense.
Right.
It's like living in the UK and not drinking, if I may say so. MJ, forgive me.
No, or no, even better than that, being in the UK and not being into footy. That's an absolute sin.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like nobody forces you. It just doesn't. It would just be weird not to be. Yeah. So like the Blue Boys was in part a reference to UK basketball, like this, like basketball zombies. Like they're blues, their color. But it's also a reference to the blue fugates of Kentucky. There was this I guess saying that they're famous is overstating it, but there's a family that lived in the deep hills of Kentucky where there was some kind of a rare disorder where this guy had blue skin. Wow. And because that place was so isolated, that blue just kind of spread throughout his whole family, and like just ended up being a ton of blue people in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
there was
this. I remember that.
When I first moved to Kentucky, I was like in 6th grade or something, and there was a kid in our grade that was a little bit handicapped, and some other kid had a very unkind term for him. He called him a blue boy, and the way he said it, what he meant was he's inbred is what he was saying.
Wow.
And I don't think that was true, but that was just a shorthand that this kid had for him. Now the place where I grew up was also kind of isolated, but not to the degree where it's like the real mountains, like coal country mountains, where there's only one twisty road in and out, and if it snows you're screwed. And I guess it wasn't that isolated, but it was a little country's place. Like you don't say you're from a town, you say you're from Spencer County, because it was just real sparse. But that was the word that they used, and it always kind of stuck with me. I was like, what does that mean? And I somebody else told me, it's like, oh, it means he's inbred. And I don't think he was. It was just a kind of a cruel term. It was almost like he used almost like the N-word or something. But it never really left me, and I ended up using it in this story for the people who were hooked on Sweet Rock.
All right. Wow. MJ, said you had a question?
No, I was wondering. I was going to say a comment how he blended some of the mysticism with like the worlds, like very similar to what we live in, but almost not quite dystopian, very dystopian at the same time. And it came together flawlessly, and I really appreciated that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. I wrote like a whole book of Luther. Like I wrote a bunch of gospel for this book, and then just kind of drew excerpts from it here and there.
Yes,
it was really fun. It's writing a new book of the Bible, quote unquote, but with modern, redneck names.
Yes,
and like you're listening to stuff that sounds like Old Testament, except it refers to guns and things. And it was just so fun. I just really loved it.
It's kind of like how some people actually believe Sam Jackson's line is actually quoting the Bible in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
And you will.
And I remember that.
Fury.
Yeah, Jar, I remember that especially because Brian K. Vaughan referenced that in Why the Last Man. Right. And literally had someone be like, "It's from fucking Pulp Fiction, asshole!" Like, So, Leo, did you have any questions? Because Carrie is the last one for that.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I was trying to break in and all. No, I was just going to say the whole Pulp Fiction thing. Recently, a politician actually quoted that, like he thought he was the Bible. Oh my God, so sad.
That just the humiliation just does not let up.
No, but did you have any question about the book, Leo?
Well, definitely. Would you consider, after like all the turmoil that we're going through finishes, would you consider going back to this? Going back to Boom.
Yeah, I'd love to. So when I wrote this book, I was a complete no-name. I had done one creator-owned book before this, and this was my second creator-owned book, both of them at Boom. And I listened to some bad advice. Like when the first book came out, I barely had any kind of presence on social media. I was just new as could be. I was a brand new babe, smack on the ass new. and I asked, like, what can I do to help move these books? Like, what can I do to help market them? Like, what should I be doing to help get the word out? And they're like, dude, don't even worry about that. Just write the books. We've got like Boom's got their own marketing people. We have our own publicity people. We're going to handle all that. I was like, cool. Because I don't really regard myself as a salesman. I'm not really good at it. I don't think about stuff that way. That was terrible advice. You have to, you just have to move your books. If you're writing comics, it's a small space. Fans in this space want to hear from the creators. You've got to get out there and sell your own book. I did not know that at the time. I didn't do enough, and the book didn't really find its audience. And I was sure that it was gonna, because it was so timely. Like, the book was so good. Jonas's work was so strong.
Right.
Was so confident in the story. It was so unbelievably relevant for what we were all living through. I was like, people are going to pick this up, and it sold okay, but it wasn't enough to. At the time, Boom would they would take a chance on really strong concepts, but they would only give you like 4 or 5 issues for the first miniseries, and if it really caught fire, they would extend it to 10 or whatever.
Right.
But those didn't happen that often. Like one back then that did succeed was The Woods. Like, that was around the time that James Tynion was doing The Woods, and that was one of those miniseries that caught fire and did well, because I mean, Tynion was hustling like a motherfucker.
Right.
And that didn't really happen here. I was broken hearted that we didn't get more, because, man, I had stories I wanted to tell. I could not wait to tell more. At the end of this first arc, Cade was not supposed to get Chess back. Like, he was going to be out there with the Blue Boys. Like, there's going to be the son of Luther was now kind of this guy that was sort of in charge, quote unquote, of the Waterborn, of the right. They had another word for there was like a churchy word for the Blue Boys. I forget what they called them, but Luther regarded them as God's chosen people. And he was the one that kind of led those. Like, there's like one like normal guy that kind of leads them, and that's like they take Chess, and at the very end he was gonna like kind of look up and find that he's with this guy, and like this guy recognizes Chess as like the chosen one or whatever. And then it was going to go forward, like it was going to be the whole story was going to be this big quest kind of for Cade he was becoming, Paul Muad'Dib, but really his goal in doing that was to get his son back. But Boom was like, it's not really selling enough, just wrap it up. So we brought Chess back, and that's where we left it. But I would fucking love to do more. Sorry I cut so much. No, it makes you sound ignorant.
Go fucking right ahead.
I'm a barbarian. I've just embraced it at this point. I'm too old to change.
It's fair enough. All right. Well, Carrie has a question that kind of going to segue us into our next thing. So, Carrie, take it away.
Yeah. The first question, before I do the segue question, the hymns that you wrote. Not only did you write like gospel, you
music.
You wrote music for it too, and that's all. You're, as a musician, that's all. I'm assuming you wrote all the.
I did.
The composing. You did the words and the lyric and the notes.
Yeah, did the lyrics and the chords and lyrics. Yeah, or the chords and melodies. We recorded the first one as a trailer for when it first came out. Yeah, if you go to YouTube, if you find my channel on YouTube, just my full name, or just look up Warlords of Appalachia trailer. There's a trailer there where some friends of mine recorded that trailer for me.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. Turned out nice.
I don't sight read well, so I was trying to I was putting it together in my head, and then had to go to a website where I could play the music so I could actually hear what it sounds like.
Thanks for putting in the time on that. That was very kind of you.
Oh, it's beautiful, and it's just an awesome thing to have go with the book. It's like one more creation that you didn't just grab somebody else's stuff, and just throw in. Oh, here's the Southern Gospel, and you're like, you wrote it, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
But the thing that I wanted to bring up we want to swing over to Batman and Robin here.
Okay.
And the thing about that is, okay, we read The Quiet Man, and that's Cyrus Mercer. And he's quoting things from the Riverborn. So, is he supposed to be kind of a reflection of Cade Mercer and the Silver Mine where they?
It was kind of a little nod to Warlords of Appalachia.
Right.
I changed some things just slightly, where I changed the Waterborn to the Riverborn, and the changed Cade's name to Cyrus and all that. There were little differences, but the word Mercer, my I actually kind of chose that name before I realized, oh shit, that's Cade's name from Warlords. It just sounds and feels like the South to me. It's I think the name, I associate the name with what's his name? Something Mercer, the great songwriter. Johnny Mercer, I think. No anyway, idea. Whatever. Like great songwriter from like Tin Pan Alley days. But
Johnny Mercer.
Yeah, it just feels like the classy old world kind of South. That name does to me. But anyway, so it just felt like the right name. So I changed some things so it wasn't a complete lift, but it is kind of a nod to Warlords. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was reading it, I was like, "Yo," I was like, literally, I was like, "Oh my God, is Warlords of Appalachia in the same?" Like, literally, I was like, "This part of the DC universe. What's going on here?"
Continuity.
Yeah, continuity. But no, we're not going to go there. The DC universe is not ready for that yet.
If you look at the cemetery and the gravestones and everything, there's a little bit of overlap. There are some like traditional crucifixes, but there are some that are different, and that's the crucifix of the Riverborn.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like it's because if you remember in Warlords, they had their own kind of cross as well. It didn't look like that one; it was different. Like it had a little thing in the center.
But the thing that blew my mind is that, I mean, you had like issue 26 to the 30, and you had this amazing parallel. Like minus two questions. One, you had this fantastic parallel of the tragedy of Mercer and Batman, and even Damian points it out. He was like, you guys aren't too different. You just, like, you're very similar in that regard. Like you both chose vengeance in some way, but it's just how you went about it. It's a little different. And then I don't know why, but every time I see Scarface in something, it always makes me laugh a little, because out of all the villains, you just think of this guy as it's a jokey villain. But you and a few others have just made him terrifying. I applaud that you kept that he cannot pronounce his B's.
Yep.
Yeah, it's important. Like it's important. Like there's those little things, man. They add so much character. Yeah, I would not dare to make that change. He was so originally this was going to be two arcs. There was going to be a Scarface arc. Sorry, there's going to be a Quiet Man arc and then a Scarface arc. Like it was going to get revealed much later in the arc that Scarface is the one that he's after. And then there was going to be it was going to end up that in trying to kill the ventriloquist, he actually ends up kind of setting him loose on Gotham again. And if he had just kept away, it would have been fine. But he kind of brought him back to life from trying to kill him,
Right.
But we had to kind of line up the book timing wise with KO and Next Level and all that stuff. So we had to kind of truncate the whole thing. Like, well, is there a way for you to bring it all into one story? And it was tight. It was a little bit dense. I was like, man, this is a lot for one book, but I was like, let me see if we can do it. So we did end up tightening it up so that we can tell it all in one arc.
Yeah, great job.
Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
originally I was like, do you think we could get Paul Dini? Like I was gonna, or Bruce Timm. We were gonna try to get covers for him because I wanted to have covers by, my Bruce Timm, and I wanted to show like scenes from the ventriloquist perspective in like that animated series kind of style.
Okay.
And then we see Batman show up at the scene of the crime later, and it's like a fucking bloodbath. It's like super gritty. Like in the animated scenes, it would be like it would be like kind of fun and smooth line and no blood really.
Right. Simple.
And yeah, just kind of like a child's view of the world. But then when you see the Batman scenes or the other villains, like they come in, like then Black Mask shows up, and it's like a really upsetting crime. Like you see what's actually happening, and we wouldn't know which characters are real and which ones were in Scarface or Ventriloquist's head. And there was all this stuff I wanted to do, and we still got away with some of that here.
Nice.
But anyway, I still have like this. In my heart of hearts, I still have like this Valentine's Day kind of story that I want to tell with Ventriloquist and Scarface called Dummy, that I would still very much like to do. That's very different from this.
May you one day get that chance.
Yeah.
Jar, did you have a question?
Oh, I was going to say Damian's one of my favorite Robins. Is my favorite Robin.
Thanks.
what interests you so much in writing the character?
Oh man, I mean, they're all great in their own way. I mean, if they had told me you got Batman and Robin, but it's got to be Jason Todd, it still would have been amazing. The thing about Damian is so interesting. For me, the challenge of writing that book was that everyone just sees him, not everyone, but many people are like, oh, he's the asshole Robin, or he's the assassin Robin, or the bad one, or the jerk one. Like he just, people kind of sum him up.
Complex.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've seen him portrayed very simply in a way that is very hard to like. They're like, okay, like, you know, especially in the context of a team book, you have to come up with kind of a shorthand for everyone's character.
Right.
So sometimes the way that people boil down Damian's dialogue and characters, like, okay, he's the Al Ghul Robin, and they just kind of treat him like a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just hate that. Like it's just because, you know, we all know people in our lives that get kind of written off as just a jerk or just selfish or just whatever their thing is, but they're your brother or they're your best friend or your ex or whatever, and you know why they're the way that they are. Like if you've known somebody every day of their life, it's almost impossible for you not to love them on some level, even if you don't even like them. You know, I really wanted to give people a Robin that they really felt sad for, but they also really rooted for, that they, you know, that it, you know, when he says something arrogant, it makes sense that he does, but it's not, they don't just write him off as like, yeah, he's a jerk. I hate this one. I like Dick better. I wanted to show a version like this is why he's the way he is. I wanted to show him actually kind of lose a step, like get taken down a peg when he fails that girl and she gets hurt in the second issue of Memento. And the doctors who are there can help her, but he can't. Like she's hurt because of him. Well, because he was too slow. And these normies know what to do, and he doesn't. And it kind of makes him question everything he thinks he knows about himself. Like, I am the son of Batman. I'm the heir to Batman. He's not even, to me, he wasn't even really bought in as Robin. Like I never really, even down to that gray costume that he was wearing, it just, to me, it smacked of someone who's just kind of waiting his turn to be Batman. Like he didn't really seem to be Robin, really.
Right.
And I wanted to give him a story in which he had to actually buy in. Like, do I actually want to do this? Why am I even doing this? This is not my town. This is my dad's mission. I came here because Batman was here. I didn't come here for Gotham. I didn't come here for Bruce Wayne. I came here because Batman is my father. If he had been doing this in Seattle, that's where I'd be. If he was trying to take over the world because he's a bad guy, that's what I'd be trying to do. I just inherited his mission. I don't give a shit about this place. And he had to learn a lot about himself, about the Wayne legacy, not just the Al Ghul legacy, but you know, where he comes from as a son of a Wayne as well. He's a Wayne of Gotham, and that also has a legacy. And so we got to see him actually learn about Gotham, learn to respect it, learn to love it, meet other kids there. Yeah. And by the end of the Memento arc, he chooses to be Robin, not just Batman in training, but like Robin, you know. Like I felt it was really important to get back to the green and red suit so that you could see like I own this now. Because before that, people were like, man, I don't like it. It's not the same. It looks just like Tim Drake. I completely disagree. I think he needed to buy in as Robin before he can move forward as that character.
Okay. Carrie, you have a question?
Yeah, a couple. I love how you put forth when he's running into the building, he's like, this isn't a job for a sidekick. And he's like, I'm not Batman's sidekick. I'm his partner. You know, and Batman has established in that, like when he's talking to him, you know, I don't tell you how proud I am of you often enough, but I really am. And you really, you know, deserve all these things that you're getting and the praise that you're getting and stuff. Yes, you're still learning, but holy shit, you've earned your stripes. Like you were saying, he's got into it. He still doesn't enjoy all the fundraising and stuff as much, but he has that. And then the other thing that I wanted to say, and I'm jumping us back a little bit here, but it's with what you did with the ventriloquist and Wesker and stuff, and you did something similar with Crocodile Black too. You're really good at letting people fall into a different mindset, and the way you were describing how you wanted to show the pages or whatever is like, because you don't see, you know, we're seeing what they see and we don't realize it as we're going through things. So you are fabulous at writing in a totally different personality that we don't even know isn't real. And
No, thanks.
it's great to pull up because it was thoroughly a surprise when suddenly this some crazy guy running around talking to himself, happens up, and it's just like, oh, how did that? And then you have to go back and read, and you're like, but didn't he? Okay, oh, so nobody actually saw her. Okay, or and yeah,
I had to write that earlier penguin scene real carefully, where no one's actually talking to her directly. So
yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you so much. Yeah, it was the unreliable narrator is a really fun thing to use as a writer. Like when you're able to kind of, you think that you can rely on everything you're looking at, and then you realize, oh shit, I got to question everything. It's just such a fun moment as a reader, So when I can give that, like the Fight Club moment at the end, towards the end, spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers for a 25-year-old movie, but it's just a fun thing to experience as a viewer or reader. So being able to give that to the reader was really fun.
And it's so much harder in comic books because they're so visual. You have to be very careful about what staging is done.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Okay, so that was my praising there. I also
thanks.
wanted to jump over because we had a question, and I was like, we'll get to it when we get to it. But
yeah,
somebody had wanted to know. Infinite Entertainment says, "Hello, PKJ, loving Hulk. How did you choose the name Ellie Rose? Those are the names of my dogs."
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for reaching out, my friend. So there's an old, again, forgive me if I'm getting something wrong here. But there is an old, I've been off that book for a couple of years now, but there's an older story back like a long time ago when Jon Stewart was in a wheelchair or something. For a while, he was not able to walk and he was dealing with something in therapy where he said he had this memory, like a repressed memory of a dog that he did something dumb and he got in a car wreck and the dog was killed or something. And by the end of the issue, he realized that the memory is actually more repressed than he thinks. And the thing that actually died was his sister. And he was responsible for his sister's death. And that was the thing he'd been repressing for like a long time. And he'd made up this whole other scenario that he could just get through his days,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that girl's name was Rose. But when I wrote the Justice League World Without a Justice League Dark Crisis story,
Mm-hmm.
I had named the sister in that Eleanor because that is the daughter's name of one of my editors. My editor has a daughter named Eleanor.
Mm-hmm.
So I named his sister after Eleanor, and then I realized later about the story with the sister from when I actually got to do the Green Lantern series with Jon Stewart. I was like, well, let's make that the same character.
Right.
So we called her Ellie Rose for that book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Now you're having me going to flashback to the last episode of MASH.
Carrie, Carrie, don't spin in.
Okay, but let's hop over.
There will be no survivor.
Yes, let's hop over to Leo.
Yeah, MJ, Leo, did you have any questions about Batman and Robin?
I did, but MJ, did you have anything before I hop in?
No, you go ahead, hon.
Okay. A couple things. One with the relationship with Batman and Damian, or Bruce and Damian, and talking about when Batman is praising Damian, you talk about the Fight Club type of moment. I could have sworn you were going to hop on over to, it's just a dream Damian's having, because he's telling him how proud he is and everything. That's something you don't normally hear, Batman do Damian. And I absolutely love it that you included it. Was there any sort of direction from DC? Because I know they've been trying to flesh out, the Robins, like, Tim's gone his own way, and all of them have sort of like their own, paths now.
No, there was not much direction in that way. I will say that, Editorial at DC really gives a shit about the Batman stuff in particular. Like I do get more notes on those books than on other ones, just because they're so present on those particular stories. Make sure all the continuity lines up and everything. But as far as the characterization, I think they were ready for me to have my take. I mean, they came to me because of other stuff, other father-son stuff that I'd written, and they're like, this seems like a book you'd want to do. I'm like, fuck, yes. Even if they had given me like the main Batman book or detective or whatever, it still would have been a story about Batman and his son, or about one of the Robins in some kind of way, because that's just where my head goes these days. Like when I first started writing comics, all my books were about America in some kind of way, and about my son in some kind of way. But that was when he was just barely born. And my themes kind of have kind of shifted over the years. I mean, they still are kind of about those things, but yeah, my son and I are just weirdly close. And getting to write Superman as a dad was just the best fucking thing, because he's like the ideal father. Having him in my head has made me a better dad. And there's this thing in Superman books, like sometimes I'll show a scene where he says something like, "I love you." Like, I'm sorry I say it too much. And he's like, "It's okay." Or like, "Is it okay if I just sit and look at you?" Like, it's the stuff from our own relationship. Yeah. Where Batman, getting to write a Batman story, it's not the opposite of that, but it's not. He's not like a great father, like he's kind of raising soldiers. And it's because he's so busted as a son himself. He just doesn't know, like Damian does not know how to be a good son at all, because he's been raised as like this emperor assassin freak child, on the other side of the world. And he's been practically out of a test tube, like genetically and socially. Batman doesn't know how to be a dad or a son. And they're both just kind of now that there's no alpha, they're both just trying to figure it out, and they're fucking it up all the time. And I really wanted to see them. I wanted to see a kid going through the same kind of stuff that a teenager would at that age, where it's like, "Me, my dad sucks," but doing it while going on these crazy adventures and being the most. What if your dad is actually literally Batman, and you're at that "my dad sucks" age? And I don't know. It was so fun to see these guys both trying to figure it out on the fly and kind of not knowing how, So I feel like it was really important. They gave me a lot of leash. Like, I give this so much thought. They're content to just sit back and let me do all the heavy lifting and be like, "You've thought about all this, good and do your thing." And usually they were right on board. Every now and then there would be like, whenever there was a note about Damian's characterization, it was only about like a couple of words of dialogue or something. Usually it was something like, I would have Damian use a contraction like "I'm" instead of "I am" or something. And they're like, "Damian doesn't use those." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my face." Like, he knows 25 languages. Don't tell me he doesn't know how to use "I'm." So I was real careful with stuff like that, because it does have to sound like Damian. Like, he should have a voice.
Oh, totally.
But he shouldn't sound like, a Greek god in disguise either. Like, it shouldn't be like this weird, lofty. He still needs to talk like he knows how to speak American English.
Hanging out with the kids too.
That was my thing. He's hanging out with kids, so like he's got to be learning some.
There you go.
Yeah. I know. I understand they're trying, like the editors were just trying to keep the voice consistent with the books, but I'm like, yeah, but my take is right. Like, let me just do it right.
Sit down and let me cook.
It's
I'll make you a bowl.
What are you saying, MJ?
Go, MJ.
It was like it would make sense that Damian would pick up quickly, because if you think about it, he was raised to be able to master assassin blending in. There is absolutely zero chance he would not immediately start talking about the peers around him to blend in better. And he does it now. It's so subconscious now for him. This is not something he has to do. He just does it. It's just an innate thing he does now. Right. So they can fuck off. You did right by that character. All right.
Send him MJ's way.
I was very proud of the characterization. Sometimes that's not to say their notes were always bad. That's not true. But sometimes they would have these discussions.
No.
Like, how should he say it? There was in the scene where Batman was like, "Hey, you know what?" He's like, he kind of goes crazy. Like, "Let's go see a movie," which Damian's like,
"No, we're not going to the Monarch, right?"
What? Yes.
Yeah.
I was
like,
yeah. He's like,
that was
awful.
Awful
You mean like
in the best way?
You said like a film, like with other people. Like I had there was a line in there, something like, "Do you mean like I can't remember how he said it in the initial draft, but it was a little bit too far. It was where like kind of treat him like an alien. Like he didn't. I wanted it to come across like he didn't understand what he meant because it's such an alien experience for them just to go out to a movie like normal people. And I can't remember how it ended up in the final draft, but it was something like, you mean with other people? Like they said, it comes off kind of weird. He doesn't know what a movie is. Like, all right, that's a good note. He would, of course.
Yeah, but if you had written a story in the 90s, it would have been like, let's get a movie. And I'm like, Batman has a Blockbuster card?
Right.
Like, what? Like, you know what I mean?
Asking those kind of questions is really fun. It's like sometimes there's a portrayal in a book where I'm like, that just to me just rings untrue because I understand it's comics. Like if we get something quote unquote wrong, who gives a shit? It should be just a fun story.
Right.
But I wanted to show I did want to show a lifestyle for those guys. Like what must it be like to be at that age, to be able to be raised in such a way that you can stand toe to toe with like the Flash and Green Lantern and Superman and all of their bad guys and fucking win. Like your superpower is that you win.
Yeah.
Like what must it be like to be raised that way? Like they have to be counting every moment, every calorie, every little thing should be thought of.
Which is one of my favorite scenes of yours, which was Carrie. I think you remember this, and Leo and Jar. He had the Batman has a cheat day. Like
yes,
he was like, okay, if we calibrate our workout, we can accumulate. We can account for this shitty food we're going to eat. And I'm like, oh my God, Batman has cheat days. Yes. Of course he does. You know,
as long as you compensate.
Exactly. You got to compensate. You got to make sure you count the macros, the batcros.
Yep.
But
Jesus, that was terrible.
We're gonna now move on to the MJ. It was so bad. I'm gonna go down as an Infernal. So,
well, real quick, Carrie, did you have something?
I wanted to add, and then I think Leo had something as well. Just not only is it Batman and Robin going to the movie, but it's also Bruce Wayne and Damian Wayne like going out to the public cinema. You know, it's those.
Yeah.
Don't
they have their own movie theater?
They just rent the entire theater so they can go see something or whatever. You know, or you just go and have them privately put on a performance for you. But it's like, in both ways, it's kind of like a, what are we doing?
That's the thing. Like I also, especially now, I feel like it's important to kind of separate the whole idea of the billionaire right now is so gross. You know, so if you're a mega rich person, I like the idea of Batman being like, let's go watch a movie with other people. Like we live in Gotham. Let's be in Gotham and not just not renting a theater. You know, like of course you would own your own theater. Well, I don't know. It's almost like the Clark Kent thing where he shouldn't be lording above us. He should be down with us, like being among us. So like Batman's a hero. So I wanted to see him with other people and just make him so I can't ever let anyone look at Batman and see Elon Musk, you know?
No.
Yes.
Leo, did you have anything?
Yep. Just real quick before we hop on over to Incredible Hulk, because I know we
Infernal.
Infernal Hulk.
Sorry.
How could you, Leo?
No, it's fine. It's all this. Look, it's all the same story. People talk about it like that story's over and this is a new one. It's all the same book.
Yeah. So how much discussion was there, or did you go into writing this knowing that you were going to bring Wesker in? Because we haven't seen him for a long time, and I think they even killed him off at one point and then brought him back to life.
Sorry, bring who in?
Wesker. Ventriloquist.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about Hulk. My bad.
Nope. Yeah. Sorry, Batman. Wesker.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I got.
Yeah.
How much thought or did you go in knowing you were going to write the Ventriloquist, or was this?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, like I love that character, and he doesn't get enough love. Now, that's hilarious that I was thinking that because at the same time, Dan Waters was writing a Scarface book, and those, he and I have very similar like aesthetics as far as DC Comics and Gotham in general. And like, if you read Dark Patterns, it had a pretty similar vibe overall to my book. I mean, it wasn't without all the father-son stuff exactly, but when I saw Scarface coming out, I was like, well, shit, like now we've got two at the same time, but it's fine. It worked out fine. But I love that character. To me, Scarface is as crazy as a Batman villain should be.
Yeah.
And I just love him. So, and there was already another one that I would have loved to have used more is Two-Face. I feel the same way about him. I think there's another world in which Two-Face is Batman's big nemesis more so than the Joker. I think there's in the right hands.
Right.
I think he's friggin' amazing. I just love that character. I love that he used to be a good guy and it took a little push and now he's crazy, but in the other direction.
Yeah. Right.
I see him as a proper twisted mirror version of Batman. So I would have loved it. I'd love getting to write him as I did, but more would have been cool. And I had to kind of thread the needle with what they were doing with Two-Face and other books.
Right.
So I didn't feel like I really had a lot of freedom with Two-Face just because I was trying not to break anyone else's story.
Fair enough.
But Wesker was always a perennial favorite. Like I wasn't going to get a Batman shot and not do a ventriloquist story.
Fair enough. All right.
I love that he doesn't know he's the bad guy. Like he thinks he's a victim. He thinks that he's just getting victimized by the actual villain.
Right.
And he just, I don't know. I just think he's fascinating. It's really fun.
Oh yeah. Psychologically, there's a gold mine there. But speaking of gold mine, we have to bring up Infernal Hulk because well, one, we're all excited about this, but holy fucking hell, just rereading everything, like you took Hulk to a totally different level. And I just have to say this as a mediocre X-Men fan, R.I.P. Marrow. Good Lord. Snap.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
That was
crazy.
Brutal jar. I mean, the guy literally anyone who comes up against Hulk, he literally hands out like Namor, I got this. Like
squish.
Yeah, I have nothing more to say. Like your collaborators, everything is terrifying. Like again, just when you think you've seen everything that Hulk's done, you just come out of nowhere and just put this nightmare Hulk.
Well, thanks. It's really fun. I'm having a great time with it. Some behind the scenes lore here. I did not intend for Marrow to die in this book.
Oh boy!
Like when I wrote that scene, I wrote in there that I can't remember exactly what the script says, but Hulk folds her up like a chair or something like what I said. Like he just completely folds her in half, which is what happens. But I envisioned her being broken like backwards and then being dropped like trash.
Right.
But the reason that I chose Marrow for that is because she has a power that she could conceivably, plausibly come back from. But the way that Adam drew her, I guess he kind of misunderstood, and he just completely ripped her utterly in half, and she's deader than disco. And I was like, when it came out, when I saw the pages, I was like, hey, this is not quite what I intended. Like, what do we do now? And we could have gone back and asked him to redraw it, but we kind of talked it over. I was like, well, I don't know. What do we think? And this, like, nobody else, except for some people that I wrote for that issue, nobody else really dies. And I was like, this is actually maybe the best thing. So we kind of talked it over and discussed it. And I think this is it makes sense for there to be some sacrifices in this book.
Yeah.
But that's not how I wrote it, I admit.
It's all good. It was just all 8 issues were fantastic. Drawing to it, but I had to bring that up because that just every time I was like, God damn, like RIP 90s, like, oh boy. All right, that was mine.
Just wait. There's something coming, man.
Oh no.
I got a little bit of pushback on the Infernal Hulk Wolverine issue.
Oh boy. Oh man.
There's some gore coming in that book.
Oh boy. So, we're ready.
Actually, the Fantastic Four one as well.
You hiring somebody, but do all of your artists have to go into therapy? Can you pop back one, Leo? Because that was that particular scene. Okay, this was brought up on Reddit. Like, what the fuck?
The first kill, right?
It was, why hasn't anybody else had Hulk do this? How can he suddenly do this? And like, because nobody else thought of it beforehand. And PKJ is the shit. He makes it happen, Like there's this huge argumentative thread, and I'm assuming you, like a lot of other people, don't Google yourself or Reddit yourself, because there's so many people with so many opinions. But people were like, he couldn't do this, and they're like, well, he can now. And it's just because other people didn't think of it doesn't mean it's not something he can do. And he now has these extra powers, so bam.
Right.
And this got a lot of coverage, this particular page.
Okay.
So
That's nice to hear. It turned out great. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I just love the statement. Like the end of that page, I was like, what do you want? He's like, from you, nothing. Like that's kind of sums up this version of Hulk to me.
Yeah.
And I knew Nick was going to crush it. Like I saw it in my mind's eye how Nick was going to do it. So I'm really glad it turned out this way, and that this single page has become kind of a banner for this series.
Pretty much. Jar, you said you had something?
I was going to say about this page, this was where I knew the story was going to be great. Like you just come in and like dude's head's just blown apart. I'm like, wow, this is fantastic.
Fair.
But let me see. What surprised you most about so far with the readers' reactions? Like, has anything been like really negative or
surprisingly positive?
Really negative.
Or really negative? Really?
Wait. So you're asking me if I've gotten any really negative reactions to this book?
Or if anything like really been surprising about readers' reactions from the book, whether negative or positive?
Let's see. There was one moment where when the cover came out of Hulk fighting God,
right?
There was this whole big ruckus online about that, where Hulk was going to be fighting the one above all, which is kind of like Marvel's equivalent of God, essentially.
Yeah. Right.
Not even necessarily like the Christian God, but just like the all-consuming, like the singular entity of God, no matter what your religion or thoughts on the idea.
Right.
Like sometimes he's portrayed as like just a golden humanoid being. Other times he looks like Jack Kirby. Like there's different takes on him.
Right.
But he's always referred to as the one above all. And it suggests that Hulk that he comes down to deal with Hulk, and then later it is revealed that it's actually an aspect of him, like one of his like his cabinet, one of his underbosses, kind of took it upon himself to come down and straighten shit out, because we're still, even with Hulk having the entity of the mother of horror, Hulk having become essentially the father of horrors now,
right?
He is like the one above all still regards him as beneath his notice, and he still doesn't come. And so one of his aspects comes instead. I wanted that to be a reveal, but man, before I revealed that and people thought it was actually him, that Hulk was going to kill him, there's some people got real upset.
Oh boy.
And, I had to, sometimes I didn't get baited into anything, but sometimes this one guy just kept coming about it. I'm like, settle down, nerd. It's just comic books. Like it's going to be okay. I didn't want to admit, like, look,
it's not forever.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all fictional. It's in a comic book. Comics are all about the illusion of change. So even if you see the Joker die, come on, grow up. It's not.
We
forever.
all know.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be back next year. So
yeah. No, okay. I mean, when I was a kid reading this stuff, yeah, it was a big deal. Like I remember Knightfall, like it was kind of my first rodeo. And when Bane broke Bruce Wayne's back and there was a new Batman, I thought it was forever. Cause I just had these really old comics and I'd never seen anything like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, the same thing happened when Doomsday killed Superman. People were like, what?
Right.
Superman is dead. Yes. And then DC was like, whoa. We can't kill the Golden Goose. Like,
well, for a minute he was like, the other characters had like the black armband and everything, and it seemed like they were really doing it.
Yep. And then they were like, no, this would be silly. We're gonna bring him back. What? Kryptonian Matrix. Got it. Let's do this.
Right. Yeah. When you kind of, and again, this is I'm like whatever I was, 12, 13 or something. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know any better. And I was reading this stuff and I was like, oh my God, one of these four is going to be the new Superman forever. Like, who's it going to be? What's it going to, I just didn't know what to expect. It was so exciting.
Right.
But at this point, it's, death is not a thing. And anyway, some people took it very, very seriously. That's my answer. It's like people got real negative about that. And sometimes people got every now and then there's somebody who gets upset, like, man, this isn't the real Hulk because it didn't come from like this alter came from outside of Hulk's body. This is somebody else like stealing his form. Like, yeah, who cares? Like this is kind of a new thing. It's like a new entity that's it's Eldest's consciousness,
right?
Wearing, having consumed the corruptive seed that is the mother of horrors in Hulk's body. And because of the whole concept of the Hulkscape, it's more complicated than just a person driving around Hulk's body. It's not Starship Hulk again. It's different.
Right. Okay. So Carrie or Leo or MJ, did you guys have any questions regarding Infernal Hulk?
Oh, I was
just got mine covered.
Yeah, pretty much what he was saying about it was different from, it wasn't just something in the Hulk's body, it was something else entirely. And it's like, that's insane when you really think about it. So if Hulk is there, and if he's, how much of it is really there and how much is just whomever's on board, like, it's crazy.
Right.
It's I loved it.
The Hulkscape is, well, thank you. The Hulkscape has been so fun.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
Curious question for you guys. When we saw the Hulkscape issue relatively recently, I think it was issue 4, maybe, of Infernal. Did you guys recognize the guide that was taking Hulk through stuff, like the human guy with the wolf pelt?
No.
Okay, I had some theories, but I wasn't sure. I had that moment where I was like, okay, wait a second.
Yeah, there it is. Those golden spiral pages.
Yeah. I had like a moment, and I was like, could this be? And I'm like, well, you're gonna have him on the show. Maybe you could ask him. And I was like, no, save it for later. I had a theory, but I kind of like, I don't know, because I feel like if I guess it wrong, I'm gonna feel like an idiot. I'm gonna lose my nerd custodian card. For a second, I thought it might be like Rick Jones. So,
okay.
Damn it! That is not the answer.
That is not the answer.
Yeah, but
I think he actually names himself on this page, like this on panel 2 right there. Follow good Agmunder, it says.
Hold on. Zooming in.
Yeah, so that is Agmunder. Now, if you remember during Infernal Hulk in the Thor issue, like the Hulk versus Thor issue, it shows a really old moment in Midgard when Thor and his kinsmen and friends were fighting frost giants, and the frost giant kills one of them, and this raven is watching, and it starts to eat of the dead guy's flesh. That is this guy.
Wow.
So that is Agmunder, an old ally of Thor's from ancient.
Holy shit, that is nice.
Asgard. Now the Hulkscape now contains. I've gotten some questions about why Skaar is in there.
Why not?
So when Eldest took Hulk's body, Eldest brought with them all the people and creatures and from forever that they ever consumed or body snatched throughout history.
Mr. Fix-It.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, so all of Hulk's alters are in there too, because they all are. But then there's all, like, right there, you see Harpy and Abomination, and then go ahead to that next page where you see the big battle scene and all that. So you see the Hulk alters, but you also see all these things from ancient past and like this dinosaur thing. And these are all the people and creatures that that Eldest has ever consumed or worn as a body snatcher.
Right.
That's why Skaar is in there. That's why Harpy is in there. That's why Abomination and all those others. And Agmunder's in there too, because Agmunder is the thing that Lycana was made from. Agmunder was like a sort of a Norse god of beasts. And then Eldest ate from his flesh, like ate his seed essentially.
Right.
And then created Lycana, the goddess of skinwalkers. And that's why Lycana has that bond to Agmunder. That's why Lycana can change into, she's like this goddess of creatures, because she's Agmunder's daughter, sort of.
Wow.
I'm
I'm amazed that you're able to keep all this info in your head.
Yes.
You must have a wonderful like string board. You know what I mean? Like you have a room where just okay, we can connect this, connect that, just red string everywhere. Like
That's
a great,
what I'm talking about.
beautiful Marvel murder room.
I just kind of have. I mean, the outline for the series is kind of like that, and they've let me do the whole thing. Like this is the whole
It's
series.
amazing.
It's kind of it's just coming to be right as I imagined it. So they've been really great about it.
I had a question that I'm sure you get a lot, and I don't know if you can answer or not, and that's fine.
Sure.
But speaking of like Hannah, Charlie, she was such a great character, and she's Hulk's like parental, or him trying as hard as Hulk can to be parental figure to her, but also to point out, but in a monstrous fashion. And he is like, I am a monster, like, don't look for me to be like the great dad. Yeah, I can beat up your dad, but is that really a good thing?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any more plans with it? Can you even talk about Charlie? Should we just avoid that subject altogether? Because
well, I mean, I feel like
I
feel like I can say at the end of was it issue 6, I think at the end
6 or 7.
Issue 6 at the end, we see that she's still out there. We see her like working as a mechanic in a little West Virginia town.
Yeah. Little skin bag.
Yeah. So I hate to spoil it, but I guess that scene kind of does though, right? I mean, so we've established that. What can I say?
She's out there.
The city, the living city, Golgotha, the living city, is in the Appalachian Mountains, Kentucky, where the whole series started.
Yep.
New York, the Baxter Building, the Avengers, and all that; those are in New York. If you've ever taken that drive, West Virginia is kind of on the way. So we'll see what happens.
Oh boy! All right, but before we get on to the last subject, Leo, did you have any questions?
Well, we are just.
I know we're
so
we're coming up on that, so that's why. Did you have anything for Philip regarding Infernal Hulk?
No. I know we have limited time, so let's go on to the
last tidbit. So we already know Hulk War is going to be the final part, and of course we're all excited about that. But the one that everybody is chomping at the bit about is October's release of Midnight Spider-Man. Yeah. And just reading everything, like just reading, like, again, reading about it is one thing, having you here is another thing. But for me, I think I read recently that you're like, oh yeah, I'm on the long haul. I'll write 50 fucking issues, man. Like, I'm ready. Like, let's go. Let's create nightmares. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as a low-level arachnophobe, Carrie is gonna be like my comic book spotter for this, because I swear to God, if I see some man spider level, I'm like, Philip, I can't. I love you. I love your work. I can't. I need to sleep. Okay? I need to be able to sleep. And now I feel like, oh, something crawling. Oh God.
Man spider's not enough. Like, so this is a body horror book for sure.
Yeah.
And I have been going back and reading the man spider stuff. To me, the man spider thing, I'm not going to say there's no commonality or anything, but to me, the man spider stuff is kind of the basic bitch version of what I want to do. Like, that's like where we started. It's going to be so much more intense. Like, I've actually been doing a lot of this book. This book has kind of led me to sort of to have to grow. Like I'm not really a manga guy, but I have always.
Oh no.
The part of manga that I do. The kind of manga that I can get into is horror. I think manga does horror extremely well.
Yes, it does. Oh no, you got started with manga. I'm doomed.
I've been reading a lot more manga, just kind of educating myself on it, because Trunk, the artist, is very manga influenced, and he's just crushing the horror stuff. And I just want to make sure that he and I, are speaking the same kind of language, and that I know the same influences that he does. I've read so many Western comics. Seen so many Western movies and shows and things. I feel like it almost gets predictable. Like, I can kind of tell what's coming, where manga is able to surprise me a lot more often because I know so much less of it. So I'm trying to pick away at my ignorance for the sake of Midnight Spider-Man, because I think like Junji Ito is just a genius. I'm bringing everything I know of Junji Ito, and I'm learning more and more, horror people in that space, and also just kind of revisiting the movies of Cronenbergs, I should say, and John Carpenter, and some of the new guys in town as well, new people. Yeah, I just want to bring everything. I want this to be the book where I just bring everything that I've learned to bear.
Drew Drew made me read it one time, and I can't remember the issue, but there was a issue of Spider-Man where he's hopping through multiple dimensions, and there's a version of, I think, Man Spider that is like devouring MJ.
Mm-hmm.
It was the most.
No! I remember what you're talking about. It's the edge of. Is it like the Edge of Spider-Verse where he just? Yeah. It's the one where he just is a serial killer who gets spider powered, and he just webs, like he basically eats Uncle Ben. Yeah. No, Leo, this is gonna be worse. You remember how that was already terrifying?
Well, that's why I'm
like, like that's a Disney movie compared to what he's doing.
It's gonna be real bad.
I'm excited. I am so
go, MJ.
The Goths are going nuts.
The hardest part about it is like how to okay, it's still a Spider-Man book, right?
Right.
Like I still have to kind of revere the melody on this book, and like it's Spider-Man is still the power with responsibility guy. He's still like the can't but must kind of hero. I always regard Spider-Man as kind of like the guy who's a little bit underpowered, but he finds a way to win. Like he'll just burn himself in the sun to get it done. And at the expense of Peter Parker, like where Spider-Man will win at all costs and Peter Parker takes the L as a result.
Oh no.
So how do you honor the heroic nature of Peter Parker in a story that is as dark and horrifying as this one is? So like basically if the mission statement of traditional Peter Parker Spider-Man is with great power comes great responsibility, this book is more about where we are as a society right now, where we have seen in real life the most powerful are not responsible, and the people who have the most power in the world are not don't feel any responsibility to anything, and are not accountable to anyone. And so the mission statement of this book is power makes monsters. In his heart, Peter Parker believes that power should come with great responsibility. That's how it should be. But the world in which he lives and that we live has taught him a very different lesson, that the powerful are accountable to no one. So this is a story in which power makes someone a monster, and they just fight against that with everything that they have. Like they try, like this kid that is desperate for transformation is transformed. And with that power that he gains, he becomes a monster, and he's trying to like reclaim his humanity instead, where like he has to learn to be responsible with this power, even as it's trying to turn him into this thing that he doesn't want to be, So that's kind of the mission statement of this book. Power makes monsters, and this kid doesn't want that.
I don't think we can end that. I don't think we can end this on any better of a note, Philip. So thank you. Like,
of course.
I would cry, but I'm too terrified beyond the capacity of rational thought.
Speaking of ending it, I know we are at time, so we're going to kill it right now. So, Philip, you're heading to San Diego, Dublin, second week of August, Rose City, Baltimore Con, Spain, New York Comic Con. Did I miss anything there?
There is a possibility of a couple others that are not ironed out yet, but that's pretty much everything. And there's a Superman thing coming up in a couple of weeks in Cleveland. I'm excited for, because I love that town. It's the city of Superman. It's where he was created. I'm always looking forward to getting back there. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks. But aside that, I think that's everything.
Wonderful.
Would you like people interacting with you?
You can find me on my website, phillipkennedyjohnson.com. A little out of date right now. I'm trying to keep it up to date on stuff, but I'm on pretty much all the social media sites. I'm on all the Twitter descendants and Facebook and Instagram, and I just got on TikTok pray for me. I think I don't really know what I'm doing. I got on there specifically to take and answer questions about Midnight Spider-Man for the most part. So I'm trying to answer questions on there. So yeah, look for me. I'm around.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Catch you later.
No, thanks.
Bye,
So